Assalamu alaikum to everybody. My name's Beener Zehra, and I'm a nutritionist and a dietitian, and currently I'm a research scholar in food science and nutrition. We are glad to be here on our second series of JK Scientist Inspiring Women. As we all know that this program will be celebrating Kashmiri women entrepreneurs who are successful in their respective fields in Kashmir. These women have been an inspiration for us, and JK Scientists is a platform where they will share their journeys, their struggles, and their success stories. Within the society, women have important roles to perform. The roles of a woman are primarily recognized in the social, political, economical, and cultural or religious affairs. In these affairs, when they are to possess efficient skills and abilities, so they are able to render their participation in an effectual manner. In addition to the skills and abilities, it is vital for a woman to generate awareness in terms of factors influencing their participation. Possessing within the course of the performance of roles, when women are performing various types of roles, they need to ensure that they work effectively towards promoting well-being of their family and community. In other words, they need to ensure that their contribution is beneficial to the individuals or community. The main areas that we have been taken into account in this session include significance of role of women within the society, factors influencing the participation of women, types of roles within the society, and role of women within employment settings. However, due to the prevailing conditions in the valley, it becomes a great challenge to pursue one's dream. Still, there are many success stories that keeps our hope high. In Kashmir, we lack indigenous industries, and unemployment has become a great concern, especially for the youth. Recently, women have started their own ventures such as cafes, technology startups, online business platforms, boutiques, etc. These businesses have helped them immensely in these uncertain, tough, and trying times. We are all aware about the uniqueness of Kashmiri cuisine worldwide. It has its own distinctive taste and flavor, owing to the unique traditions, flavors, and memories go into the making of the exotic Kashmiri spread. We have often heard stories about how social media has helped bloggers, small businesses, and other content creators to flourish, but rarely come across such stories from our own homeland, Kashmir. Today, we will be hosting one such success story in this field who is doing exceptionally well in Kashmir. Arusa, who is a master's in pharmacology from Jamia Hamdard, will be co-hosting the session with me. One of the such successful social media blogger is Tasia, who has studied in Presentation Convent High School and then went on to do the master's in English literature and is working hard to bring Kashmiri cuisine to the world. Besides this, she's pursuing Bachelor of Education and preparing for the National Entrance Test exam as well. She's famous for her recipes and videos, predominantly of authentic Kashmiri foods, something she's deeply passionate about. She has been featured in Hindustan Times, the Economic Times, Greater Kashmir, Rising Kashmir, the Kashmir Wala, and etc., and has been interviewed on Radio Kashmir as well. Starting out with a quest for Kashmiri Wazwan Pulao, she initiated her own YouTube channel in 2018 and has not looked back ever since. Tasya Tariq is a second guest on this program. She's well-known name in most homes in Kashmir, and her channel is most looked after food channel of Kashmir, with a subscriber base of more than 150,000 and is increasing daily. It was the first YouTube channel which showcased authentic Kashmiri recipes. We will learn more about her in today's discussion. So without any due delay, I will welcome Tasia on our session. Hi, hello, Assalamu alaikum, Tasia. How are you
Alaikum
doing?
salam. I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you're all doing good.
Yeah, shukr, alhamdulillah. Dasya, please, could you please tell us something about yourself? Actually, what inspired you to take this initiative? Like coming from English, master's English literature and blogging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So English literature is like, it was my love from the school. I loved reading novels and I still do. So it was a kind of different interest. But cooking, like we all do cooking, men and women in general, cooking is a basic part of life. Everybody should know how to cook. It's not a gender-based thing. So everybody
Exactly.
should know how to cook. And I also cooked at home. I cooked for my family, for my mother. After marriage, I cooked for my in-laws. But there was this one instance during winters where I wanted particularly to have this Vazwan pulao, as I have mentioned in all my interviews.
Yeah.
And I thought that everything is on online, everything is on net, like YouTube has everything, Google has a solution for everything. And I hadn't looked up for recipes until then. So that was the first time I looked up for this recipe online, and I found few recipes on YouTube, which were made by very, very famous Indian chefs. I don't want to name them, but you might be getting the idea. Some of the very famous, prominent Indian chefs, they had made Vazwan pulao recipe, and they had put some fresh fruits in it, some dry fruits in it, and I don't know what else, eggs and everything. But I was surprised and taken aback, because when we have Vazwan pulao, like the pulao that's served especially during the Vazwan, it doesn't have eggs or the fresh fruits in it. So I
Exactly.
was really disappointed. And I asked my husband, who is really supportive in everything, I
Mhm.
asked him that since we have a family was our chef who comes here, like with for a month, we have every month we have some occasion here at my in-laws place where we cook the feast. So I told him, let's call him up and ask him for the recipe and see if he provides it. And his name is Mr. Ayub. He was very generous and he provided us the recipe, like everything what else goes into the making of this recipe. So we tried this recipe at home, and I was really surprised to know that what all goes into making of this recipe, and it was absolutely perfect. Nobody could distinguish it from what it's not served during the Vazwan. So
Mhm.
then I looked up for a few more recipes, because it was like it stayed in the back of my mind that people can alter with your recipes, like whatever they are representing globally is not our own culture and cuisine. They are showing something else in the name of Kashmir. So then I looked up for Rogan Josh recipe, Rista recipe, and no Kashmiri was showing it there. There were a few Indian chefs, but they were also showing something else in the name of Kashmiri thing. So that's what inspired me and my husband, that let us start a cooking channel where we would show our own food, our own culture, our own cuisine, and simultaneously we will teach younger generation how to cook it at home. So this is how basically we started this channel,
Mhm.
and Vazwan Pulao was the thing that made us
That,
do it.
yeah, I saw that because there were lots of comments from the new generation who are, recently got married. They said, "You saved our marriage." So there were
Yeah.
comments like that. And
Mhm.
how much time did it take you to establish it properly? Like when you started this channel, were there lots of followers or it grew gradually? Were you disappointed at first, or you were like excited to be a part of it, and then the subscriber grew that time? What was it like?
So when we uploaded our first video, the first video was not of Vazwan Pulao. We uploaded a video in, I think, ending Jan 2018, and hardly 3 or 4 people watched it. And see, some people think that we have got this success, it's an overnight success. It's not so. It needs a
Exactly.
lot of hard work.
Yes.
When we uploaded few videos, it took a lot of time to build up the subscriber base, because nobody knew this concept was totally different in Kashmir. There were YouTube channels for entertainment, there were YouTube channels for something else, but there was not a YouTube channel specifically for cooking, like who could show you how, could teach you how to make food, different kinds of food. So it was a new concept here. So nobody watched it. There were very few people who watched it, but those few people who watched it, they did really appreciate our cooking, and they said that they tried these recipes and they will try to share it with their friends and family. So it took a lot of time. I think approximately 6 months it took initially for our subscriber base to build up, like from 0 to 500, not even
Mhm.
thousands and hundreds. Initially, we had just a few, 1 or 2 subscribers, and then there were 500 subscribers, and that was it for a year or so. And after that, it took a flight, and after that, there were like thousands and to 20,000, 30,000, and then it kept on going. There was no looking back. But yeah, initially, it took us like around 3, 4 months to
Mhm.
establish ourselves properly.
Who exactly do you think that your audience are? Like, which age group are watching like more of it? What do you think?
Surprisingly, more of men watch my videos than women, because they are, I think, outside their outside
Yeah.
states. they live in the hostels and everything. So they want to cook and learn these recipes. I've got a lot of comments from those young boys who say that on Eid we want to cook something special and we can't cook it, and we are out of state, we can't go and have it, and sometimes they can't just have it due to some reasons, and they want to learn how to cook it. So there are young men, young boys, young girls, married girls. There are some teenagers as well who send me their picture feedbacks on Instagram. Like they send us their feedbacks and we upload them for the audience to see. And there are, I think, everybody. I can say the age group from like 13, 14 to it can go up to 65. I've had a comment from a 65-year-old who was a grandfather, and he was like, he has never had cooked anything for his family. He has not even made a cup of tea for his family, and now his grandchildren are proud of him that the nana cooks better than their nani. So I think everybody watches my videos. It's not
that
a
must be
specific.
very encouraging.
Yeah,
right?
that was these things really encourage you, and they just motivate you to do more for people, because when you get such comments from them that everybody watches it, like it's not specifically for an age group of 20 to 40 or something. I think from teenagers, young teenagers to older people, everybody enjoys it and watches it.
Yeah. When you just conceived the idea about having a YouTube channel, your vlogs, who was the person who supported or encouraged you? Okay, go ahead. Like, who would you like to mention?
When I first thought of this, I shared it with my husband, and we both were like, okay, will this work or will it not work? But he was like, okay, let's go for it. If it will not work, we have nothing to lose. So he was the one who supported me the most, like literally the most, because I was studying that time and I had a little baby girl who was to be looked after. And then, of course, my in-laws, my mother-in-law, my elder sister-in-law, like she was the one who taught me most of the recipes, because I was newly married. I didn't know all the authentic age-old recipes. I knew just few basic recipes or the things that I liked and enjoyed. So I was myself learning these recipes. In this process, I learned myself and I taught the audience. So she was the one, my eldest sister-in-law, I've mentioned her name everywhere. She is the one who taught me everything almost, plus my own mother who had taught me at home. So some of the recipes are especially taught by my mother, and those are one of the biggest hit recipes on my channel. And my mother-in-law, I think my family, whole of my family, they have been a great support. My in-laws, my mother-in-law, and my husband. Without him, nothing could have been possible. I think behind every successful woman, I would say, is herself and her husband as well.
Yeah, that's it. And did you face any sort of challenges for a startup? Like, or in your way, what are the challenges do entrepreneurs face, particularly females in Kashmir, if they want to start up anything, be it on a very small scale? What do you think about that?
See, in Kashmir, the thing that we faced the most was the internet shutdowns. We started in 2018. Though the internet was not shut down for a longer period during that particular year, but there were frequent internet shutdowns. Like there was something happening at some other district and internet was shut down in whole Kashmir. So internet shutdowns was really it was a sad thing into this. Then I think apart from that, I didn't face much. I would say, alhamdulillah, I didn't face much. But I think female entrepreneurs, they might be facing some things like gender inequality, though I'm not in such a field where I have faced it, but I think so that female entrepreneurs do face it. Like if they are doing something which only men are supposed to do, like some carpentry thing or something else, they might be facing that. Though personally I have not faced it, because I'm not on the practical ground, so I have not faced anything as such, except for the internet shutdowns, which have been really a bad thing to us. But
do you think that shutdown, did it affect your viewership in a positive or a negative way?
In a really bad way. Like the internet shutdown affected it in a really bad way. In 2019, post P65, when the internet was shut down and our subscribers, like everything just stopped. Like our YouTube stopped, our Facebook stopped. We could access the internet, but I didn't want to upload the videos like that. When you don't interact with the audience, it doesn't feel like you're doing something good. I feel very, very good when I upload something and comments come and the audience interacts, they send their picture feedback. There was an option available with us, like we could send our video somewhere else and they could upload it, and but that didn't feel good. Like that we couldn't enjoy it. So due to the internet shutdown, everything came to a stop, and for about 6 months we had no work to do, nothing, absolutely nothing. We were sitting idle for 6 months, didn't make any video of any sort. So internet shutdown was a really bad thing that happened here, and I think for all the entrepreneurs it must have been the same. the internet shut down, because mostly these days the entrepreneurs, they work online only. Instagram has been a great help and support for everybody. So I think when the internet shuts down, it's a bad thing for everybody overall.
And what about the COVID-19? Did it affect your viewership? Because everybody was at home and most of the people were just like going on YouTube, watching here and there. And maybe they have come across your recipes. And when everybody was home, they were trying to cook something. Chalo, we were always doing our mothers like, chalo, aaj main banati hu kuch. And we used to go to the YouTube. And did it affect your viewership, COVID-19?
Yes, I would say COVID-19 affected it in a very positive way. Because that was the time when everybody wanted to become a chef. Everybody tried our recipes, and we were getting so many views, so many subscribers were increasing. So COVID positive did really affect our YouTube, but in a real positive way. Like our subscribers increased from 50K to 100K, 1 lakh subscribers during that phase only, during the phase of 2 months or something. So it was a really positive time for us in this manner. So everybody watched the videos, they made the recipes. Since everything was shut down, there was a lockdown, complete lockdown. People couldn't get the food made from outside on Eid or other occasions. So everybody tried those recipes. But yeah, COVID positive did affect our channel in a positive way.
Ah, that's great. You're the first female to get a silver button from YouTube. How do you feel about it?
Alhamdulillah, that is good. It feels good, but at the same time, it gives a sense of responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah. Being a YouTuber to receiving a silver play button itself is a big achievement, and then being the first female YouTuber to receive it in Kashmir, it gives a real sense of responsibility that now you have to be really responsible. You can't just be uploading anything and everything. You just have to see what your audience watches. You have to be careful about what you upload, because what we do, like if we make a recipe at home and it doesn't taste good, we don't upload that recipe. There have been so many recipes which we have discarded and not uploaded. So that is, I think, one of the main reasons for the success of a channel, because whatever we have uploaded on YouTube, I can assure you with guarantee, like if you cook it at home, it will taste good, because we have tasted it and it has become good. If something goes bad, we don't upload that recipe. So this gives a sense of responsibility to you. Like you can't upload anything. You have to be really responsible, and you have to choose your videos carefully according to what your audience requires.
Yeah, talking about me, I have tried few of your recipes and they really turned out really well. And if I talk about authentic Kashmiri, exactly the spices from the method of cooking, if I talk about authentic Kashmiri cuisine, you have taken that Kashmiri cuisine to every household by being a YouTuber. Do you think our new generation is interested in cooking Vazwan at home by following your simple and step-by-step preparations and not just eating prepared? What do you think about it?
I think anybody would love to have Vazwan prepared and eat it. Like we are a 5G generation. Everybody would want to just have food spoon fed. But what I've seen is that the younger generation, they are more keen on learning things. Like I've seen my friends, I've seen my colleagues, or I've seen girls from my school, college, etc., who just send me their feedback that okay, you're like support for all of us, our whole batch, because we don't know how to make recipes, I don't know how to cook. So what I've seen is this trend that many people, many young girls, many young boys, they want to learn recipes. It's not that they just want to have prepared food and get over with it. They want to learn recipes, not just for eating it. Like they want to cook it. They want to feel the sense of joy, like when they cook something and it turns out good, and when they feed it to the family, how it feels. So I've seen that people do enjoy this process also of cooking and then feeding it to the family. So it's not that just people want to have the recipes, ready-made recipes, fast food recipes, and get done with it. So that's what I feel, that people do want to learn the recipes and they are cooking it, they're learning it and sending us their feedback.
Yeah, if I talk about the channel, the YouTube channel, which Kashmiri cuisine has most hits on your channel?
There are a few which are like really hit with the audience, like the harissa, then there was the fish curry.
Exactly.
But the one that has the most number of views on the channel, you have tried the fish curry recipe?
I tried harissa and it turned out really well.
Yeah, that is also a hit. But the one which has the most number of views is the chicken gushtaba recipe. And even now, like it has been uploaded a year back, but even now we get so many pictures sent by viewers and audience on our Instagram. There they show us, like they sent us the videos, and they said that this is one of the best recipe that they have tried. Though it's not a mutton gushtaba, but it tastes equally good. And I think it is one of the biggest recipe, the most recipe viewed recipe on our YouTube channel. Apart from that, there is the fish curry, the mutton harissa, then there are the rogan josh. I think a lot of Vazwan recipes are really hit among audience.
And uploading the recipes, if I ask, how do you organize your programs? Like, what drives you for your next program? Do you plan well in advance, or is it just like random? Jo bhi koi recipe aapne banayi hai, so you just upload it, or you be prepared for that? Like, what is it like?
Yeah, so initially it was just random because we had a lot to make. We had to cover the whole Vazwan thing. So initially we just made whatever we had to make and uploaded it. But now we go according to what the audience demands. On each of our video, there are a few requests. There are many requests on our Instagram inbox. So accordingly, we plan what we have to make for the week. And I think in a week we upload the video twice. So that's accordingly how we make the videos, according to the requests, according to what so many people want. And then we see what is the demand, and we see what goes well in the season. Like, so, during the winter, we uploaded the winter series. We uploaded the what's that called, fare hogard, the Kashmiri specialities, exactly. The smoked fish and the dried fish, and then some dried vegetables like al-hach, maz, and all those things which are the need of the hour. Like, we can't upload them during the summertime, and harissa. So we program our recipes accordingly now. But initially, during the first 6 months or a year, we uploaded our recipes like in a go, whatever came into our mind, we just were preparing them and uploading them. But now there is a program how we make the recipes and how we upload them.
Okay, earlier you mentioned about the best comment that you received from the grandfather who hadn't made a chai for his family. Do you get sometimes like worst comments? Do you have any worst comment that you received some time ago?
I won't say worst, but yeah, there are some hateful comments which I totally ignore. But there was one very funny comment, and I think it was very low of a girl to say that. And surprisingly, a girl only said this. And when I prepare the recipes, I don't show my face, but I have to show my hands. Like, how would you prepare the dish without showing your hands? So when I had prepared the recipe, I was just picking up the lid of the utensil, and the video was playing, and I had uploaded a small snippet of it. Like, I was picking up the lid, and that's it. I was showing, I think it was fish rogan josh or something. And she had commented that, okay, so you want people to watch your hands because you're showing your hands, and you want people to concentrate on your hands rather than on the recipe. And I was like, really? Can you people just have a bigger? How would you just show your recipe without having your hands in it? Like, you don't show your face, fine, but your hands need to be in there. So that was one of the comments which just like is in my back of my mind. That is really low of anybody to think that way. Why would anybody want to show your hands or anything else? So that was really distasteful of her to say that.
Yeah, that was certainly distasteful. At present, do you collaborate with any local restaurants or hotels, or in future, do you want to collaborate? Do you have any future plans like that? About collaboration?
I've had a few meetups at some hotels with other bloggers, but I'm not in collaboration with any hotel or restaurant as of now. Okay. So I would allow to open my own restaurant, but as of now, I'm not in any collaboration with any restaurant or hotel or anything.
Okay, that would be great if you open up your own restaurant. And what about the authentic Kashmiri cuisine? What do you think that we would be preferring food fusion, or do you want to just make it like as it is, like authentic Kashmiri? And do you think that as Kashmiris we can accept any kind of experimentation with our food? Like, we have Afghani, Irani, Kabuli pulaus. Do you think of like a food fusion or something in future or at present?
See, Kashmiris are really fond of their food, their own food. If a Kashmiri is served an Uzbeki pulao or a Kashmiri Vazwan platter, we would obviously choose Kashmiri Vazwan platter. But yeah, food fusion has been there. In fact, I have uploaded a few recipes on my own channel. We have made a mutton kofta pizza. It did taste really good. We've made rajma and palak, like it's a kind of fusion only. But I would say authentic recipes do taste better. Like anybody would want to go for Kashmiri cuisine, which is an authentic cuisine, and nothing has been touched with it. Nothing has been changed in it. So whatever is authentic, it does taste good. So I would say that authentic things do taste better. Yeah, there is a trend of like Italian food, Chinese food, and anything. But if anybody would be, if I would personally be given a choice between a Kashmiri wazwan or anything Kashmiri and then something else, yeah, once in a while you can try that. But overall, my heart and my brain would just go for Kashmiri food only. Authentic
Yeah,
Kashmiri
and
food.
as Kashmiris are very particular about their authenticity of their cuisines, and we would not prefer that.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
So Tasia, what are your future goals? Do you have any
At present, I'm writing a recipe book, which I'm not getting a time to write, but I am just writing. So it's in the process. So I plan to do that. We have a plan of having our own app because so many people are requesting it. Like, please have an app where we can just watch the recipe or just see the recipe quickly. So that's also in the process. And the bigger plan is, like I said and mentioned earlier, I'm opening a restaurant within a year or so in my own vicinity. So because people have been requesting a lot, like there was some foreigners who had come here and they were like, do we get mujgar anywhere? I was like, no, you won't get it in restaurant. Somebody else was saying, I want to get like something very funny, like he wanted to taste something, and I was like, sorry, you can't find it in a restaurant. So people are requesting us that please deliver this food, at least if you are not planning to open a restaurant any sooner, at least have a home delivery option. But we can't do it in a larger scale as of now because my husband is busy, I am busy. So we are planning to open a restaurant, inshallah, in the near future. And there we will have all the recipes. Like you guys can enjoy everything that we have made on our channel. So hopefully in the near future, we will have that.
Yes, inshallah, inshallah. And do you have any final message to our aspiring entrepreneurs of the Valley? What scope do you see in the future for female chefs in the Valley, particularly?
My only message would be that you should work hard and you should be dedicated towards your work. If you'll work hard work never goes waste to the waste. And be dedicated, be honest with your work. There are so many people who just want to get fame and who want to get everything overnight, but that is not possible. You have to work hard. You have to be honest with yourself that what you're doing is true. Like you can't copy anything and then upload and then see. I'm a YouTuber. If I will copy anybody's recipe and say that and post it online and then say that everybody would like me, that's not so. People can differentiate between what's original and what has been copied. So my only message would to everybody in any field would be just be honest with yourself, and that's how you will get success. And be hardworking, because if you will work hard, you will get success either tomorrow, today, or whenever. You will definitely get success.
Thanks a lot. So I'll just ask Arusa to take some online questions if we have from you viewers. So Arusa.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum everyone. To all the people who are joining us on Zoom and those who have already joined us on Facebook, I welcome you all. And thank you so much, Tasia, for the interactive session.
Thank you. The pleasure was mine.
To be really honest, Tasia, I myself tried out the most famous yakhini recipe, and trust me, it turned out to be amazing. I was not actually hoping that, and I just actually struggled to cook. But your recipes are saviors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We actually have some questions. Saima Beg has asked, but however, you have answered that. She asked that, do you have any plans about publishing a book about Kashmiri authentic recipes? But since you have already answered that, I have one question that since you said that you are thinking about establishing a Kashmiri Wazwan restaurant in Valley, but I just want to ask, do you think of establishing it outside Kashmir? Because as far as I know, some people who live outside Kashmir, they miss Kashmiri dishes a lot. Like me, myself, I live in Delhi right now, so I miss them a lot. Like you cannot find authentic Kashmiri dishes outside the Kashmir. So do you have any plans of doing that?
As of now, I don't have any plans for that, but inshallah I will when I start the restaurant here in Kashmir. And if everything goes well, then hopefully inshallah we'll expand it to every other place. But first let's see how people react to our restaurant here. But hopefully inshallah we'll take it up at least in Delhi or few nearer places, hopefully
inshallah.
Inshallah.
But so I don't think there are much questions to ask on Facebook. So I think we should end the session.
Okay, we don't have any more questions, specific questions. Thanks a lot, Tasya. It was great talking to you. And on the behalf of our JK Scientist team, I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me over, and I wish you guys all the best. You're doing a really commendable job. I was going through your group and your page, and I'm highly impressed. So hopefully I'll remain in contact with you, and thank you so much for having me over. It was a
You're
pleasure.
most welcome, Tasya.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Khuda Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.
Allah Hafiz.